Dear ladies and gentlemen, there are things in your life that aren't loud, but they're lethal. They don't scream for attention. They don't break down the door. They slip in quietly, unnoticed, undetected. And before you realize it, they've drained your passion, suffocated your potential, and buried your calling. They are the silent killers of success, and today we're exposing them. It's not always the external battles that sabotage you. Sometimes it's the whisper in your own head. Sometimes it's the weight you've learned to live with. Sometimes it's the just one more day like this that turns into a decade of delay. You've got gifts. You've got dreams. You've got calling and capacity and divine fire inside you. But if you don't learn to recognize what's killing you slowly, you'll never fully walk into what's already yours. These silent killers don't show up with guns and alarms. They show up as comfort, as logic, as playing it safe, as maybe later, and if you're not paying attention, they'll bury your future in the graveyard of potential, but not today. Today, we shine a light on every shadow. Today, we give language to what's been paralyzing your progress. Are you ready? Because what's killing your success isn't louder than you. It's just been quieter. Until now. 10 key points of the speech: procrastination isn't laziness, it's fear in disguise. It's the habit of delaying what you were built to deliver. You're not waiting for the right moment. You're avoiding the pressure of responsibility. But calling doesn't wait. Delay is death when it becomes your default. Comparison is killing your confidence. Every time you measure your journey against someone else's, you stop honoring your own. You weren't created to be a copy, and comparison is the thief of celebration. Comfort zones are more dangerous than failure. The place that feels the safest can become the place where your dreams slowly die. If you're not uncomfortable, you're not growing. Success always demands a stretch. Unhealed wounds become unseen weights. What you refuse to confront will quietly control you. Pain that is buried alive doesn't die, it multiplies. Emotional infection can kill your vision, your relationships, and your energy before you even know it's there. Overthinking leads to underliving. You've analyzed every outcome but taken 0 steps. Your mind is so loud that your feet are frozen. You don't need more clarity, you need more courage. People pleasing is emotional slavery. If your mood rises and falls based on someone else's opinion, you're not free, you're owned. Success requires boundaries, and boundaries offend the insecure. Doubt dresses like humility, but it's really sabotage. I'm just being realistic, you say, but you're not. You're being ruled by fear dressed in logic's clothing. Real faith looks foolish before it looks powerful. Isolation invites imagination, the negative kind. When you disconnect from truth tellers, your thoughts begin to lie louder. You start building scenarios that don't exist, and your fear becomes your prophet. Busyness is not the same as progress. Movement without meaning is just noise. If you're constantly doing but never becoming, you're not succeeding, you're escaping. Unspoken dreams become unwritten legacies. If you don't voice what's in you, it dies with you. Silence is not always noble, sometimes it's a grave. Speak it, move on it. Dare to be bold with what God gave you. Would you like me to expand each key point into full-length sections like I did earlier with your previous requests? Certainly. Here's *** full length, emotionally deep and engaging expansion *** of *** key point 1 ** from the speech * of 4 silent killers of your success ** written in a tone inspired by Stephen Furtick, but without naming him. Procrastination isn't laziness, it's fear in disguise. It's not that you don't care. It's not that you're not capable. Deep down you know you are made for more. You feel the weight of your assignment. You've dreamed big dreams, written goals in journals, made lists, drawn up plans. And yet you keep delaying, not because you're weak, but because you're afraid of failing, afraid of succeeding. Afraid of being seen, afraid of being judged, afraid of the pressure that comes with stepping into something bigger than you. That fear doesn't shout, it whispers, do it tomorrow, wait until you're ready, make sure it's perfect first, Don't start unless you're certain it won't flop. And just like that, what was supposed to be a day of movement becomes another day of delay. You convince yourself that you're just thinking it through. You label it as processing. You spiritualize it as waiting for confirmation. But let's be honest, you're not waiting on God. You're waiting on fear to feel safe, and fear will never give you permission to become what you were born to be. Procrastination is dangerous because it's quiet, it looks innocent, it feels manageable. It lets you feel like you're in control, while quietly taking all of your control away. And here's the trap. You don't notice it stealing from you. You think it's just one day. But one day turns into next week. Next week turns into next year, and before you know it, the fire that once burned bright is now just smoke and memory. You were not created to live in pause. You were created to move, to build, to risk, to grow. But procrastination disconnects you from progress. It paralyzes your potential by convincing you that later is a safe place to store your destiny. Let me tell you the truth. Later is where dreams go to die. Later is where your future self watches your current self settle for less. Later is where you meet regret dressed as missed opportunities. And if you don't confront this fear, if you keep dressing it up as timing or perfectionism or planning, it will kill your momentum before your mission even gets moving. You keep praying for clarity, but you don't need more clarity. You need commitment. You keep asking for a sign, but the sign is the burden that won't leave you alone. You keep telling yourself it'll make more sense later, but what if the break through only comes after you start? Because success doesn't wait for perfect timing. Destiny doesn't sit politely while you double-check your comfort zone. You either step now or you stay stuck. You know what you need to do. You've known. So this is your call, not to work harder, but to move faster. Not to plan more, but to trust deeper. Not to delay what God already gave you clearance for. Procrastination is fear wearing your clothes. It sounds like your voice, but it doesn't carry your purpose. And today you silence it by stepping anyway, ready for key point 2 to be expanded in the same tone and style. Absolutely. Here's a full length, emotionally rich and hard, hitting expansion of key point 2 from the speech of 4 silent killers of your success. Crafted in a bold and spiritually charged tone like Stephen Furtick's, but without naming him. Comparison is killing your confidence, and it's doing it quietly like a thief that doesn't break in through the front door, but slips through a crack in the back window of your mind. It doesn't shout, it whispers. It waits until you're scrolling, watching, observing, until you see someone doing what you dream of doing. And suddenly, what was once a spark in you becomes a shadow. You were just fine a few minutes ago. You were excited about your progress. You were proud of your growth. But then you saw and now you're second, guessing you. That's how comparison works. It doesn't just make you admire others, it makes you resent yourself. It's not inspiration, it's imitation gone wrong. Because now, instead of building what you were called to build, you're trying to copy what they already built with different materials, in a different season, with a different calling. You keep measuring your timeline against theirs. And every time you do, your confidence bleeds a little more. You're watching their highlights while editing your behind the scenes. You're judging your seed against their fruit, and it's crushing you from the inside out. Let's be honest, you were never meant to run their race. Their success doesn't threaten yours. Their platform doesn't cancel your process. Their blessing doesn't take anything away from you. But comparison has convinced you that if they're shining, you must be fading. And that's a lie. You were uniquely designed for your path. Your voice, your timing, your impact, your story. And when you spend all your time looking over the fence, you forget to water what's in your own yard. The dangerous thing about comparison is that it disguises itself as ambition. It makes you feel like you're just setting higher standards, but really, it's robbing you of joy, of contentment, and of clarity because you'll never hear your calling clearly if you're tuned into their applause. You'll never walk confidently in your assignment if your eyes are constantly on someone else's lane. You want to know why you feel stuck sometimes? Because comparison paralyzes you. Movement? You don't start because you're afraid it won't look like asterisk there's asterisk. You don't speak because your voice doesn't sound like asterisk is asterisk. You don't try because you can't do it like asterisk her asterisk. But you weren't meant to do it like them. You were meant to do it like asterisk you. Asterisk stop scrolling and start building. Stop watching and start walking. Stop replaying their success and start declaring your own. Because what God placed in asterisk them, asterisk was never meant to cancel what he placed in asterisk you. Asterisk, you've got a different lane, a different pace, a different grace. So if you keep comparing, you'll keep losing not asterisk them, asterisk but to the version of you that never got a chance to show up. That's the real tragedy, not that you didn't become asterisk them, asterisk but that you didn't become asterisk you. Asterisk the world doesn't need another imitation. It needs the original that asterisk you asterisk were created to be. Would you like me to continue with the expansion of key point 3, of course. Here's the asterisk full length powerful expansion asterisk of asterisk key point 3 asterisk from the speech asterisk of 4 silent killers of your success. Asterisk written in a bold, emotionally resonant tone like Stephen Furtick's without naming him, designed to stir action and self-awareness. Comfort zones are more dangerous than failure. We don't talk about that enough, because comfort wears a friendly face. It feels familiar, it's cozy, predictable, safe, and who doesn't want to feel safe, right? But here's the truth. Comfort is a silent killer because it never looks like the enemy. It looks like a warm blanket on a cold night. But if you stay under that blanket too long, you'll fall asleep, and you'll sleep through your calling. See, success doesn't grow in comfort. Purpose doesn't expand in safety. Greatness doesn't develop where everything feels easy. We've been tricked into believing that the goal is to arrive at a life with no friction, no pressure, no discomfort. But let me tell you something, the very things you're running from are often the things that will wake up your purpose. If you're not uncomfortable, you're not stretching. And if you're not stretching, you're not growing. And if you're not growing, then slowly, quietly, you're dying. Comfort tells you you're fine right where you are. But purpose whispers you weren't made to stay here. God didn't create you to asterisk settle asterisk, he created you to asterisk soar. Asterisk but soaring requires wind. And wind requires resistance, so yes, discomfort may shake you, but it's also the very thing that lifts you, and here's what's even scarier, comfort zones don't announce when they become cages. One day you're taking a break, the next day you're stuck, one day you're resting, the next you're retreating from anything that challenges you. You start saying things like, I'm not ready, I'm too old, I'm too young, I've never done this before, it's too risky. You tell yourself, I'll start next month, but next month turns into next year, and eventually the dream that once made burn becomes a memory that makes you ache. Do you see it now? You were built for battles, not bubbles. You were made for movement, not maintenance. You were meant to advance, but comfort makes you believe standing still is noble. It's not. It's asterisk neutral. Asterisk and neutrality never changes the world. Every success story has a discomfort chapter. The stage looks glamorous, but behind it was a season of pressure. The outcome looks polished, but behind it was a process of stretching, sweating, straining. So here's the uncomfortable truth. You're either in a comfort zone or a growth zone, but you can't be in both at the same time. You want to know what makes comfort so tricky? It never demands anything from you. It never challenges you. It never offends your pride or pushes your limits. But that's why it's so deadly. Because while comfort is keeping you from pain, it's also keeping you from power. It's keeping you from possibility. It's keeping you from purpose. Don't let comfort convince you that you've arrived when you've only just begun. Don't let it lower the volume of your hunger, your fire, your boldness, because the life you dream about, the impact you were born for, it's not found where you feel safe. It's found where you feel stretched. So if your life feels too easy right now, maybe it's time to ask, am I growing, or am I just surviving? Because staying safe may feel good for a moment, but stepping into the unknown, that's where success is born. Would you like me to now expand key point 4 with the same intensity and depth? Absolutely. Here's the full-length, emotionally driven expansion of key point 4 from the speech of 4 silent killers of your success, written in a raw, truth-telling, deeply spiritual tone reminiscent of Stephen Furtick, without mentioning him, calling people to inner healing and purpose. Unhealed wounds become unseen weights. You may not see them, you may not talk about them. You may have covered them with busyness, with a smile, with a strong personality or a loud work ethic. But they're there, and if you don't deal with them, they will deal with you. You can't carry pain and purpose in the same hand. You can't run forward while dragging baggage behind you. And you can't walk in success if your soul is still bleeding silently from yesterday. Some of you are wondering why you're exhausted all the time, why you feel heavy even when nothing's wrong, why it's hard to stay consistent, hard to build momentum, hard to believe in yourself. It's not because you're weak. It's not because you lack discipline. It's because there's a wound you've never addressed, a moment that broke you, a word that crushed you, a relationship that betrayed you, a silence that hurt deeper than screams ever could, and you thought ignoring it was strength. You thought burying it made you brave, but wounds don't heal when you hide them, they get infected. You've learned how to function with dysfunction. You've learned how to perform with pain. You've become an expert at pretending you're fine while carrying a heart that's anything but whole. But sooner or later, what's inside will start leaking out. Your relationships suffer. Your leadership is limited. Your creativity dries up. And you can't figure out why. Because you're still trying to build a future on top of a broken foundation. The truth is, pain that goes unhealed will always sabotage progress. You can be anointed and still angry. You can be gifted and still grieving. You can be called and still carrying trauma that's shaping your choices and stealing your joy. It shows up in how quickly you get defensive, in how distant you keep people, in how you say, "I don't need anyone," but deep down you're desperate for connection. It shows up in the way you doubt yourself, disqualify yourself, and run from anything that looks like what hurt you before. And let's be real, you've gotten so good at managing pain, you've stopped believing healing is possible. But God didn't call you to manage it. He called you to release it, because you can't step fully into what's next while holding on to what happened back then. You've got to make a decision. Do you want to carry the weight, or do you want to walk in freedom? Healing isn't easy. It's not instant. It might mean opening up the box you locked years ago. It might mean forgiving someone who never apologized. It might mean facing what you swore you'd never revisit. But on the other side of that process is power. Power to move without being triggered. Power to love without building walls. Power to lead without limping emotionally. Power to stop reacting from the wound and start responding from wisdom. You were never meant to live heavy. You were never meant to drag pain into every room, every season, every opportunity. You were meant to rise, to be free, to feel light again. But first you've got to face what you've tried to forget, because nothing will slow down your success like a soul that's bleeding silently beneath the surface. Today is not the day to pretend. Today is the day to let the light in so healing can begin. Would you like to continue with the expansion of key point 5? Absolutely. Here is the full length, powerful expansion of key point 5 from the message of 4 silent killers of your success, written in the bold, confronting, spiritually stirring style like Stephen Furtick, but without referencing him, crafted to challenge hearts and awaken purpose. Overthinking leads to underliving. You know what it looks like. You've been there, trapped inside your own mind, pacing circles around possibilities, outcomes and imaginary conversations. You've drafted scenarios in your head, analyzed every angle, replayed what could go wrong, and at the end of it all, you haven't moved an inch. You're exhausted, but you haven't taken action. You're stressed, but nothing has even happened yet. You've been stuck in decision mode so long that life has passed you by while you were still deciding if it was safe to live it. Overthinking convinces you that you're being wise. It tells you, "I just want to make the best decision. I'm being responsible. I don't want to make a mistake." But the truth is, it's not wisdom. It's fear with a master's degree. You don't need 17 signs. You don't need a perfect plan. You need to trust what God already whispered when your heart was still and your courage was strong. Because overthinking doesn't give you control, it robs you of peace. And the longer you let your thoughts be louder than your faith, the quieter your action will become. Some of you are paralyzed by the idea of choosing wrong. But let me ask you something. What if not choosing at all is the most dangerous choice of all? You're standing at a door, waiting for someone to push you through it. But what if the push isn't coming because the courage is supposed to come from asterisk inside asterisk you? You pray for clarity, but you already know what you're supposed to do. You just don't like how risky it feels. You don't like how vulnerable it makes you. You don't like that it might cost you something. So instead of stepping, you start spinning in your head, in your fears, in your what-ifs. Overthinking is the slow death of divine momentum. You think more will equal better, more information, more advice, more guarantees. But faith doesn't come with guarantees. Faith doesn't hand you all the answers up front. Faith says, step first asterisk, then asterisk, I'll show you what you need to know. Let's be honest, your mind is so full your heart can't breathe, and you wonder why you're frustrated, why you're anxious, why your passion feels stale. It's because you're trying to solve a spiritual assignment with mental gymnastics. You've thought your way out of every risk, you've calculated your way around every calling, and in doing so, you've lived a safe life, but not an asterisk full asterisk one. You were never created to live entirely in your head. You were created to move with conviction, to walk with boldness, to make decisions rooted in faith, not fear disguised as logic. Here's the truth: the devil doesn't always have to defeat you. Sometimes he just has to distract you. If he can keep you thinking long enough, doubting long enough, wondering long enough, you'll never take the step that would have changed everything. You don't need more overthinking. You need asterisk overtrusting. Asterisk, you need to believe that if God brought you this far, he didn't do it to abandon you on the edge of your breakthrough. What are you postponing because you're overanalyzing? What door have you stood in front of for so long that your legs forgot how to move? This is your wake-up call. Thinking has its place, but it's time for action. Planning has value, but it's time to obey. Faith without works is dead, and success without action is fiction. You can't think your way into purpose. You have to walk into it, one trembling, faith-filled step at a time.